people of Siemens are ready to do it again. Siemens answers.
Moose Temptations by Jell-O. 4 decadent flavors, 60 calories. It's me o'clock. Time for Jell-O.
Homeowners, rates have been going up, but you can still refinance to a fixed rate as low as 4.5% at LendingTree.com, where customers save an average of $293 a month. Call LendingTree at 1-800-800-8733 today.
What an absolute political stunner. Who would have guessed Democratic Senator Ted Kennedy's Senate seat of about 40 years would go to a Republican? And it did. 13 months ago, Republican Senator Scott Brown surprised not just Massachusetts, but the nation, and won the special election. Now Republican Senator Brown is talking about his long road to success in his new book, Against All Odds, My Life of Hardship, Fast Breaks, and Second Chances. Senator Scott Brown went on the record. When I first met you, you were at the top of your game. It was like a day or two before you won the election. And I had no idea that it had been that nothing came easy for you, that you worked hard at everything.
Well, I think my life is no different than many other families where, they're faced with tough decisions, tough choices, and tough circumstances. And the message is that if you get some good people around you, you can kind of battle back and make a difference and get out of that cycle.
Yeah, but for you, it took a little bit longer. I mean, your mother, you grew up in a family without a father, which many Americans do in this day and age. But there's questions of even having to try to find a way to eat because there wasn't a lot of money in the home. I mean, it truly was a very sort of rugged upbringing compared to what you've now achieved and where you are.
Well, one thing my mom did always instill in us, my sister and me, is a good work ethic. She had 2 or 3 jobs at all times, trying to keep a roof over our head and tell us, listen, you can do better. You can work, work, work. And I still have that. That's something that I care very much about still, and have taken with me each and every day.
All right, now there's a lot that's been written about some of your early life, so I'm just going to set that aside and let others, you can do that in other interviews about your earlier years, but I want to talk about your wife. You first saw her and you loved her, or at least I think you used the term mesmerized. Is that what you used?
Yeah, yes.
Why?
Well, she's was a very intelligent and beautiful woman then, and she still is. When she walked into a room, you would turn and look, and then you hear her talking, and her laugh was very endearing, and she's got a good sense of humor. To put up with me, she has to.
How long have you been married?
24 years.
What's the trick? Is it in part work because the first part of your life was your family had sort of imploded a little bit, that you put extra effort in the second part of your life to keep your family strong? Well,
my mom and dad were married 4 times each. My mom is happily divorced. My dad is happily married. And I always remember growing up, well, I'm never going to do that. I'm never going to do that. Oh, I'll do that, but I'm going to do it better. And as a result of that, I think I've instilled that type of kind of balance when you're in a marriage, where you have to have a sense of humor and you need to be patient, and sometimes you just can't fight about the small things.
I don't think that people realize, or even the media, as we cover public figures, it's always so different on the inside than the outside. And even you write about it in your book a little bit. I mean, things that we may write about or think about, and it's very different on the home front, isn't it?
Well, I think with everybody, obviously we are public figures, and to let people in, sometimes it's threatening for me to wrestle through a lot of the things that I talked about. I felt it was appropriate because I didn't want to gloss over the tough things and just say, oh, I won a great election and everything's hunky-dory, great, 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 because it's not. My family is a work in progress like many other families. I have a wonderful marriage and 2 great kids, but we work at it. We're always trying to be better and do better and be more and more understanding and patient. We're like every other family. We just, we battle when we have to, and we kind of laugh when we have to.
When you decide to run for senator, you have in the book that your wife Gail said something like, well, if you want to make a fool of yourself or something like that, and then you sort of track it, and you're like sort of a real plotter in terms of constantly getting up, knocking on doors, and doing your politicking. I always thought that what was instrumental in your victory, not to take away from you, but was the health care last-minute deal that Senator Harry Reid struck with Nebraska Senator Ben Nelson in late December. I thought that hurt Martha Coakley, your opponent, tremendously. I thought that made the Democrats look really bad.
Well, the whole health care bill, the way they went through machinations to ram it through without, and when I got there, to circumvent my vote, to do something as big as that.